everybody. Welcome to Camel City Chat. I am John McPherson, and I am here with, how long have we known each other?
Oh, God.
A week.
It goes all the way back to like the late 90s at least.
Phyllis Caldwell-George, President, CEO, Queen of Financial Pathways of the Piedmont. An awesome lady with a servant heart.
Thank you.
Who we have some mutual friends.
We have a lot of mutual friends.
Right.
Yeah.
We're catching up before we got the green room, let's say, before we did this, and talking about everything we've seen about each other on Facebook. So Phyllis is joining us today for the next hour, and we're going to talk about this wonderful program that she is over and all the different programs they do. But more importantly, we're going to talk about you.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. All right.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being up this early.
Okay. It is early.
It is early. Thanks for the water.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry.
But no, where are you from and how long you been here?
I'm from Winston-Salem. I mean, I know that's strange and odd nowadays, but I'm
born in Forsyth County?
Born and raised in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. Never left the city. I don't have any interest in doing so. I love this place. My family is here. And
do you have one boy or two boys?
I have one son.
One son.
And I have one.
And she won't talk to you about him either now.
Well, he's 30. He's a grown man. But he has blessed me with a grandbaby. So I am also a grandmother. And then I actually have another grandbaby on the way. So 2 girls.
Wow.
And then also my husband. So we have, actually, this will be our 3rd grandchild. So, yeah, I know.
I think I've just dated myself because you know why? When you said that he was 30, I remember him when he was younger playing sports.
Yes, he was. But
Oh,
yeah,
no.
he's a grown man now.
I'm getting old.
I know we're both getting old, but we're not telling anybody
We're not telling
that.
anybody.
Right.
We can erase that part.
Yes, please.
So, where'd you go to school?
So I went to North Forsyth High
my
School.
God.
Yes, North Forsyth. Yes, North Forsyth Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And also graduated from Salem College.
Okay.
So to all my Salem sisters out there, doing great work.
I don't even know.
Oh.
It's a secret society.
It's not secret. We're out there and we're doing great things.
It's a secret society. Y'all do wonderful things.
We do wonderful things.
Yeah, the Salem sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I say, so you've lived here all your life. You've had many opportunities to dine any place around town. What are some of your favorites?
So one of my favorite places is the filling station, the shrimp and grits. I don't care where you go, and I have traveled many places and tried shrimp and grits everywhere, but we have the best.
Old 4th Street filling station.
The old 4th Street filling station.
You remember when it was Shober's.
Listen, if you have not had the shrimp and grits, then you have not treated yourself. I just had it this week. I went to lunch there on Wednesday, and it was always perfect. Never different.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff does a good job there. Of course, you know, he and Adam then own Jeffrey Adams.
That's another one of our favorite places for me and my husband. We love to dine there.
I'm trying to think of when it is. He looked at me the other night. I saw him on a Monday night. We had a realtor event at Trophy Room. And he goes, June or July, okay? I'm like, are you serious? He goes, June or July, okay? He says, today's my day off and I'm here working again. So we're going to have to tighten the screws up on Adam and get him on.
Yeah,
so.
that'd be a good thing.
All right, so what do you like to do? Now, this can be pre-COVID. This can be post-COVID because we're getting out of that. You know, we got the mask mandates slowly getting lifted. During COVID, what are some things that you and your family like to do around Winston?
So, you know, both my husband and I are foodies, so we love, like, you know, dining out. We love going to restaurants, but we also love entertaining in our home. And so we just purchased a new house, and so that was one of the things that, you know, pre-COVID was like, okay, we're going to be able to entertain, and then COVID hit.
The door was shut.
Yeah, the door was shut. But we're getting back to that with just some small things. I had actually a Mother's Day brunch at my house and invited some of my favorite women over and really celebrated and honored them for Mother's Day. But I personally love to bake. And so that's one of the things.
What's your address? I need to start coming to pick up some food now. What? I haven't gotten a phone call about that.
Yeah, so that is something that is like my favorite pastime. So I'm always trying out new recipes. There's always something baked going on at my home, and my family loves to partake in that. And every now and then when I have extras, and I bring them into the office, and those are nice treats for our staff as well.
Do you have an air fryer?
I do have an air fryer.
So we're on the fence about it. Our neighbor talked my wife into an air fryer, and I think that it could be. Do you like it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to fry my chicken.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't care about the air fryer. But some people love it, but yeah. I also love to cook. That's my other thing.
Well, you have to love to cook if you're a foodie. Because
Yes.
the restaurants aren't always open.
Right.
Yeah.
So cooking through the pandemic was nothing unusual for me because there's always dinner.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that brings me joy, and so I don't mind at all. And feeding people is that's my love language. That's the way I honor them. And inviting someone over for dinner is something that I just love to do. So
Notice that you talked about a previous episode of Camel City Chat with Gary Chapman. Yeah, we had Gary on, and love languages is such a cool thing, and a lot of people don't know that he lives in Winston, so that was cool.
Yeah.
So North Forsyth, Vikings, graduate, go to Salem College. What's your degree?
Nonprofit management.
No way.
Yes.
So you graduated from Salem College about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, about 3 or 4
Right,
years
3 or
ago.
4 years ago. And so you're a nonprofit major. Where's the first place you stopped?
I mean, listen, my trajectory and my whole history in the nonprofit world was really by mistake. Okay. When I actually went to work for 2 major financial institutions before landing in the nonprofit world.
So you had a nonprofit degree, but you went in the profit world.
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Keep you in there?
Well, what I did is I found that this work was most rewarding.
Right.
And when I was working in financial institutions, I knew that there was another calling, and that my work was really more so with people and knowing about the impact in the community. I worked in a position where I was a recovery analyst.
Okay.
And so what that meant is that I was collecting on unpaid debts, and oftentimes it was from people who didn't have the means to do so. And I was often making referrals to this agency as a result. And one day there was just this ad. This is back when we would, apply for positions. And there was in the paper.
Yeah. You gotta look at the jobs.
Yeah, look at the jobs in the paper. We're really dating ourselves now.
I don't think either one of them know what a newspaper is.
The newspaper, classified ad.
Classified, yep.
And
find a truck in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could do everything. And reading the Sunday papers where all the jobs would be in the paper, and so.
And the coupons.
And the coupons, yes. Don't forget those. And there it was. A financial counselor, and I applied, and here I am. Soon after being at the agency, I was probably there. I was hired in June 2nd, 1998. Okay. And after being there about 2 months, there was this training, and it was for housing counseling. And it was the first time that they were going to do this certification for housing counseling. And I went to this training, it was week-long, and I came back, and I just had this renewed passion. I knew then that was it. And I came back, and I said to my executive director, we've got to do more when it comes to housing and counseling. And we really need to make an impact in terms of the home ownership rate that we have here. And in December of that year, our director, he was director of marketing, housing, and education. He had 3 titles. He retired, and I went into her office and I said, I want his job. And she looked at me and she said she had already had someone in mind for the position. But what she decided to do was, she knew that there was a passion for housing, so she said, well, I'm going to let you lead up the housing area. And this other guy, he was going to do the marketing and the education. but you got to grow the program. You still will have to do financial counseling. And so I just set out on this journey to really, really make this impact. And at the same time, there was a lot of conversations that were going on in our community around really trying to streamline the process for individuals and families who wanted to buy a home. It was really fragmented. We had a number of different partners that were providing down payment assistance with the city and the county. Then we had an affordable housing developer. We was really trying to figure out a way how to create a pool of qualified buyers, because back then we had the supply. Supply was not an issue.
Right.
The issue was that we did not have enough qualified home buyers to purchase those homes.
Right.
And so we met for 2 years and decided to come up with the concept of the Center for Home Ownership, and that it would act as the umbrella organization for all things housing. And then I became the original executive director of that particular program, and it was still housed under our former name, which was Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Right. And so we had the Center for Home Ownership, and our role was just to ensure that individuals and families who wanted to buy a home understood the home buying process, that they were mortgage ready, and that they were afforded the best product available as first-time home buyers. And that's been our role. And here we are years later, and that program has been very successful. We have close to 2,000 homeowners as a result of that. And we actually started that in 2002. Mm-hmm. So while I no longer oversee that program directly, it does have another housing director, and she's doing a great job. That is still my baby and still my passion. It's all about building wealth in our community. And so that's sort of my story, how we all landed here. And I've, moved around. But we got to go back and talk more so about Financial Pathways of the Piedmont. And,
that's your house.
Yeah.
And then, this is one of your kids. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to slide this way just a little bit when I ask it, because I'm afraid you're going to reach out at me. But I want people to understand. Mm-hmm. Why does owning a house matter?
Well... I'm not going to slap you.
You're not going to slap, but people need to understand that. Mm-hmm. It reduces so many of the factors that lead towards poverty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when we talk about building wealth in the community, and we talk about asset poverty, and when we look at the home ownership rate, and we look at that rate when you talk about African American homeowners and white homeowners, and it's really, they don't align. And so one of the ways that we know that we can build wealth is through home ownership. And that is something that is a generational thing that can be passed down. It can be used for a number of things. And so it's important because most of our families, interestingly enough, are single female, head of household. And they may, in some cases, be first-generational homeowners. And they're doing this because, one, they say, I want my child to live in a safe environment. Right. Or I want to own a home because my parents didn't, and I see the results of that. I have a friend that actually has come to your office and they've purchased a home, and so I want to do the same. And so it's one of the things that has this ripple effect in our community. And when you are able to purchase that particular asset, it leads to more. We have seen people to further education as a result of that. We've seen children do very well in school as a result of owning a home. It has so many benefits that an impact in our community. One, it helps to increase the property tax rates around, and also those individuals are paying property tax, and so that's also increasing the revenue there. Our homeowners generate over 200 and I think we calculated that at about $218 million in revenue as a result of owning a home. So there's all kinds of benefits to that, to the economy as well. We know that right now the housing market is booming, right?
That's what they tell me.
That's what's happening. And even during the pandemic and during COVID, what we saw was in that particular area, the housing area grew more than any other service that we were providing. So very happy about that.
We were very fortunate. At that point, I was president of Realtors Association, so we actually worked with the city and were able to keep realtors essential, and because people still needed to move.
Right.
It's marriage, divorce, birth, death, and job relocation happen every day, whether you want to or not.
Exactly.
And in fact, in my own neighborhood, we had a guy was going to build a house and lost his job, so now that lot's back on the market.
Right.
And these things happen, and you hope and you pray for people to get back on their feet when that does happen. But with regards to home ownership, the pride, when you're in an apartment complex, there's 25, 30, 40 other apartments that you don't know what's going on behind those doors, and you got a kid that could get in the wrong door.
Right.
But on a street, it's a little different. What was it? I'm the first kid to go to college. Now I'm the first kid to own a home.
Right.
And it's wonderful what you guys do, and we have a lot of friends that support you here, and I want to really break it down. We need to take a quick break.
Okay.
And I want to show your website and stuff like that, and then we'll start with the umbrella and talk about the other programs, and probably spend most of our time on housing, since everybody knows I like real estate as well too. So we will be right back with more Camel City Chat. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Phyllis Caldwell-George, and Phyllis is over all of financial pathways of the Piedmont, and we've talked a little bit about the Center for Home Ownership. As you all know, I'm a realtor, so we're going to come back to talk more about that, because that's affordable housing is something that actually one of the reasons why we're here too, because you're going to be getting a phone call from the sheriff. We talked about you off the air. When Bobby is around, a lot of, as he said, a lot of ladies will come up to him and say, "Hey, Sheriff, I want to buy a house. What do I do?" Well, now we know they're going to call you.
Right.
So, and I always call Financial Pathways CCC, because So I was doing something, and Ruth Hudspeth.
Oh, Ruth, we love Ruth. Yes.
Ruth said, "Hey, you got this on your credit." I'm like, "What is that?" She goes, "I don't know. You need to, did you do," and I'm like, "No, I didn't do anything like that." She goes, "Just call CCC." So I came over out here. Was it was in the building down the street, or was it always in here?
So, yeah, we used to live just a block up. We were at 8064, and now we're at 7820 North Point Boulevard.
So I came over there, you pay the $25 to pull your credit or whatever, and accept with a counselor. And
$35 now, because.
$35 now, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "What is this?" And I said, "I don't know," and I don't remember what it was. He goes, "Oh, you just need to write this." And so I sent the letter in, it got removed from my credit.
Great.
And that was it.
Great success story.
You know what it might have been? It might have been, I know what it was now. I had to write the actual company. My brother, it was right around the time my brother had passed away, and my credit card had gotten stolen, and they told me to hold off on paying it, but then they charged me a late fee after 30 days or something. And so you guys helped out with that.
Well, great.
And so that was when you were at
downtown.
Yeah, I was in your house.
Okay.
So then, but the multitude of people that walk through these doors it's a motley crew of people too.
Right.
And everyone is got in some way can be helped by your organization.
Right.
Or can help your organization, which is one of the last things we need to talk about too.
Okay.
So tell us what's under the umbrella of Financial Pathways of the Piedmont.
Sure. So let me go back just a little bit, because, when you said CCC, so Financial Pathways of the Piedmont has actually been in the community since 1972.
Okay.
Our former name is Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Forsyth County, so often people know us by CCCS, right? And so they make that particular connection. What I am happy to hear you to say is that one of the things that we know is that our organization is available for anyone in this community, whether it's an issue like you just need to clear something up on your credit, or you just need a financial coach to say, "Hey, take a look at where I am. Let's take a look at my income. Let's take a look at my credit report.
Right.
Let's look at my debt. Let's do a whole financial review." Because guess what? Every year you go and you have your physical, and the doctor tells you you're okay or you need to do this, or they give you a prescription for something. So when you come to our organization, we're giving you a financial checkup, right? We're looking at where you are and telling you exactly what you could actually do to, one, increase your financial health or your financial well-being. And that's basically what we do here. Now, as an organization, we do three things. We help people who are in crisis, but we also counsel individuals and families, and we coach them to become financially well, to increase their financial well-being. And then we provide financial education in the community to increase the financial health of everyone. And there are a number of services that fall under that. What we truly believe is that everyone deserves to be financially well. Everyone, we have a vision for our community that we are financially healthy, that we understand what financial well-being is, and that the products and services that we provide actually help consumers to get there. So what does that mean? Okay, so we were founded in 1972 because of the number of bankruptcy filings that existed. A group of individuals got together and said, hey, we need to be able to assist in this particular situation, and so that's how the agency was formed. But we have become so much more than that since then. That's still the foundation of our work, budget and financial counseling. When someone comes in, we take a look at all those things, and everyone that leaves here gets an action plan. That action plan is designed to, one, help them to determine whatever their goal is in life. If they want to save to buy a home, if they want to learn how to budget or develop a spending plan, if they want to increase their financial literacy skills, then we're able to do that as well. But we have a number of services, and so I'm going to go through those. I've already talked about the Center for Home Ownership, and that's one of our,
we're coming back to it,
our flagship programs, and that's where we actually just help people to build wealth. We also have a senior financial care program. What we do in that is we actually go into the homes of seniors pre-COVID, and we do their monthly bill pay for them. Oftentimes, seniors could be victims of financial abuse, and sometimes, unfortunately, that financial abuse comes from family members. So we act as that neutral third party. Every senior that we actually work with gets what we call a benefits checkup. It may be that they are going from working and then now they're retired, so they're on this fixed income and they need to work around their spending plan. But we also are able to tap into every single benefit that they're eligible for and ensure that they are, taking advantage of those benefits as well. So we do that with them. And while we're in the home, we're also making sure that there's food in the cabinets. We're checking to make sure there's no fraud or scams or there's any financial abuse. Just making sure that they're able to age in place. And then a lot of things happen or crop up along the way.
So do you see I don't have food, and then do you make a Meals on Wheels call or stuff like that?
Exactly.
You partner with a lot of organizations.
We partner
I want to make sure people knew that.
We partner with a lot of organizations, so we're able to connect them. We also help with insurance filing as well, helping them to file their insurance claims, and then identifying what's going to be the best medical benefit for them as well. So we do that with our clients. And then we also have a representative payee program. That is where we work with the most vulnerable citizens in our community. They have been deemed by Social Security as not able to handle their own finances, so we receive their benefits. And we pay out all of their housing, utilities, and they also get personal funds. So we act as their payee. We also have children that we represent as well. Neither parent is able to handle the finances for that child, so we serve in that particular role. We also do financial education, and that is with all of our partners in the community. It may be that an employer is getting ready to lay off their employees, and so they bring us in to do some financial education, also to make referrals so that clients, when they go into that decreased income, they are able to handle that, and also making sure they know what all their benefits are and things that they're able to tap into if they become unemployed. We do student loan counseling. So student loan debt is outpacing credit card debt right now, and oftentimes individuals may not know where their student loans are, who their servicer is, or what the repayment options are. So we help them with that as well.
My wife had a situation that when she was in school, they told her, oh, we'll just combine this or whatever like that, and it doubled the interest rate.
Right. And those are the kind of things that happen.
I mean, of course, obviously she fixed it immediately, but they didn't tell her that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the situations that we help individuals address, just as you stated. And then if someone has defaulted on their loans, helping them to get back on their feet to understand what those repayment options are and being able to take advantage of those as well. And then also understanding what that means in terms of if they are going to go on a repayment plan. Could it mean that they're upside down at some point in time? So we take a long look at those things. Everything that we do in this office is about, again, the financial wellness of that particular client. And oftentimes, it's not just one service. So they may come in and they say, oh, I want to buy a house, but then we identify, well, we need to address some of the debt that you have. And so we're able to do credit report review and analysis.
And the big thing that people I don't think realize is there are certain blocks that you have to address on the credit report.
Right.
And there are other blocks that you don't have to address as timely.
Right.
So if you have, a medical bill is totally different from a credit card bill.
Exactly.
And so, if we need 10 points here, it may be, hey, we're going to leave this on payment, but you need to pay this off now.
Right. So our counselors are all certified credit counselors. They're also certified housing counselors. They're certified student loan counselors. They are certified in bankruptcy counseling as well. So that's what really sets us apart. So we're able to address any financial situation that a person may be experiencing. And it's never just one issue. So if you don't understand, anything about your credit report, you can come in, we can help you with that, take a look at that, unpack that for you, and then develop an action plan so that you can become financially well. And it's based on whatever the goal is of the client. So all those things fall under our services. Budget and financial counseling, credit counseling, student loan counseling. We do bankruptcy. We don't actually do the education anymore, but we're able to identify if bankruptcy should be an option for that person. We also can set someone up on a debt management plan. And what that debt management plan sort of does is consolidates all of the debt. They make one payment, and it really helps them to overcome any financial issues that they may be experiencing at that point in time. So all those services fall under Financial Pathways. We have a history of responding to our community needs, and we just added, the student loan counseling most recently. We also do small business counseling as well, because often we have this law.
You do marriage counseling in there?
No, we don't do marriage counseling. However, if when people
money is one of the big.
Money is a stressor.
You could say that's marriage counseling.
Well, we could say that. And oftentimes when someone comes in, all those things get revealed. And so the counselors are just well versed in understanding exactly what that means. And unfortunately, when divorce comes into play, then finances come into play as well. And
how many people you have here on your team?
So we have a staff of 20 right now.
Okay.
And we have our program directors. All of them have been with the agency at least 15 years or more.
Right.
Long tenure,
right.
And have doing great work in the community.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were saying now, is it always the same fee, or does each? Yeah. So is it it's $35 for the hour?
Right. Well,
that
it's a
sounds...
one-time fee.
Okay.
And when someone comes in, they pay that fee, and that's it. We don't charge them any additional fees for any additional counseling, right? So they schedule an appointment, they pay that fee. We do not charge a fee if it is a foreclosure prevention counseling or in housing related. There's no fee for that particular service.
So, the thing that I would say that I learned coming in is, first of all, it's scheduled very quick. I think Reese's was like, yeah, you might want to look at that because that might hurt your score when you when you do your finance stuff or when you buy a house. And then she's like, you come in. I met with this guy. Matter of fact, very kind, understanding.
Right. There's no judgment here.
Course,
it's
right?
confidential service. There's no judgment.
I think what I've learned over time is you guys probably would even think about maybe trying not to do the fee, but there has to be ownership in it. You have to pay something for the services.
Right.
And the $35 doesn't even
It does not cover our costs, right.
So where are you guys getting funding?
So we are a United Way agency,
Okay.
so we are very appreciative of our community and helping to support our services. We're also a HUD-approved housing counseling agency, so we do get some federal dollars. We do receive funding from a number of sources. And the fee for service is very small in terms of our budget.
It's to create ownership.
It's to create ownership.
And now, do you also get donations from outside?
We do get donations from outside. We do have a few events that we held, each year to raise funds to support our services. We try to operate as fiscally sound as we can. But, it does cost to have an office building and to employ staff to do the great work that we do. And we have been very fortunate, and the community has supported us in great ways.
She doesn't like to talk about it, but has Ruth sponsored a class here before?
She has.
For how long?
Ruth has been, and when we talk about Ruth Hudspeth, we're talking about Fairway Mortgage.
Right,
yes. They have been a strong supporter of our services for years now. And they actually do a great service and great donation to this organization on an annual basis.
She loves you guys.
She does.
Yeah, and it's because, besides you.
She believes in the work that we
work.
do. Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back from that. When we come back from that, we're going to talk about something near and dear to our heart. Let's dial down what happens when someone comes in to buy a house.
Okay.
Okay? We'll be right back with more Camel City Chat. Welcome back to Camel City Chat. I'm John McPherson. I'm here with Phyllis Caldwell-George, and we're talking about all the great stuff that Financial Pathways does. And we had talked about each of the different things and kind of touched on those. And of course, I told you I was going to lead you back to what I think is, I hope your staff doesn't get mad at me, but I know you love it too.
Housing.
I've got like a 300 to 500 credit score, and I want to buy a house. What do I do?
300 to 500 credit score?
How about a 500?
Okay. So
that's not going to get me a good loan.
That's not going to get you a good loan. So what we're going to do is work with you to see why you have a 300 to 500 credit score.
Medical bills.
Yeah.
Right, that type of thing.
So you're going to schedule an appointment.
Right. Pay my $35.
Well,
it's housing.
It's $50.
Okay.
Let's clear that up, and it's a one-time fee.
Okay.
And you're going to schedule your appointment. You're going to meet with a housing counselor.
Okay.
And that housing counselor, before you come in, you're going to complete the intake form, and that intake form is going to include your income, your budget. It's also going to include your debt. We're going to pull your credit report, and then we're going to analyze that. And we're going to see exactly why that credit score is 300 to 500. And we're going to develop an action plan, one, to increase your credit score, or to address whatever is on that credit report that is lowering that score. If it's debt, then we're going to come up with a repayment plan for that. We're also going to talk about how we could possibly see if you can apply for any down payment assistance as well. We're going to see how much you can afford right now. We're going to, most recently, we started working with North Carolina Housing Finance Agency, so we're able to offer the Community Partners Loan Pool Program, and that can get you down payment assistance of up to $35,000, $36,000. Okay. And we process those particular down payment assistance application in collaboration with them. So we're going to see what your affordability is. We're going to match that with the programs and products and services that exist in our community. So it may be, hey, you may be eligible for the individual development account program. And so that provides some match savings. And so we may say, okay, well, we may want to apply for this program as well. If the income is within the 200% of poverty, then we're going to say, hey, you may want to look at Habitat, and we will make that referral as well. But if it's one of those cases where you don't actually are eligible for any of those programs, and we're just going to work with you, you'll meet with your counselor, perhaps on a monthly basis, every 3 months. You're going to work on your action plan, and we're going to work with you until you become mortgage ready. Once you get to that particular point, then we're also going to include the home buyer education. We know what the home buyer education is. It is 8 modules. It covers the entire home buying process. We're going to talk about preparing for home ownership, obtaining a mortgage, working with a real estate agent, what closing looks like, the appraisal process, the closing attorney. We're going to cover the whole process for you so you have a thorough understanding of exactly what it takes to buy a home. And you're going to be working with your housing counselor, who's going to be right there alongside with you throughout the process. And when you go to closing, we're all going to celebrate and be happy because we've worked to increase your credit score. We found you some down payment assistance money if you are eligible for that. And now you become a homeowner.
So with COVID now, are you doing the modules? Are they...
Yeah, so everything is being offered virtually. We're doing the home buyer education classes online. We're meeting counselors, clients online and via telephone. And we hope that we will be able to come back to face-to-face services sometime this year. That is my hope, that we will get back to that. But so far, so good. We've been able to offer services, and the home buyer education classes are being facilitated by the housing educator, and the attendance has been great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it may even be better because of the ability to stay at home and not
Right.
have to find a sitter or something like that. Because as you said, a lot of the individuals are single moms.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we have learned through COVID, and some of these things we will probably keep in place. And if virtual education is something that individuals need because of those issues that you just talked about, then we will be able to offer that as well. So we may still do some combination of face-to-face, and then it may also be that they can log in, that class will be recorded, and they can just listen in on that. We also do have an online home buyer education class as well. It's called Home Paths. It's 8 modules, and a person can take that in the comfort of their home at their convenience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you got to tell me some success stories.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of somebody that really made an impact on you over these, 2 or 3 weeks? Because we're not talking how many years you've been here.
Yeah. Well, there have been many success stories, and not all of them are around home ownership. But I can tell you, just this week I was on this side of the office, and in our representative payee program, sometimes clients will come by because there's a particular need that they may have. And I came out of the office, and there was a client, and he was, he was just standing on the perimeter, and he hadn't approached any door because we do have 2 different sides. Right. And when I saw him, and I said, are you being helped? Is there anything I can help you with? And he pointed to his ears, and that told me that he was hearing impaired, and so he had come up to the office because he wanted to see his benefits counselor. Right. And so I rang the bell for them, and they came out, and he had a particular need. However, his funds for the month had been exhausted. All of his bills had been paid, and so we were fortunate enough because we were provided gift cards. And so we were able to give him the gift cards so he could go to the grocery store and at least get what he needed. And so those are the kind of things that just warm my heart. Even though the client was out of money, we were still able to assist him. And we do keep like a small food pantry in the office because sometimes clients come by and they're in need. And we're able to serve the whole person. And his benefits counselor will still continue to work with him during the month to make sure that he has everything that he needs. And so it's really going above and beyond the service and what we do. We have many clients who have been featured in videos. One of those most recently was Lanique Adams. She did a video for us, and she purchased a home a couple of years ago. and she's working on her second home. And that's really the trajectory that we're talking about. It's not just what happens immediately, but it has long-term impact and effect on individuals and families. Her children have graduated from college, and both of them have been successful as a result. And she's looking forward to grandchildren in the next home. And that just warms my heart that we have that particular impact on families. And we do great work around here. And it's not just about, coming in and working with clients. It's really about matching them with a counselor who is going to be there for them, because oftentimes we have clients that are long-term. They call us up when things come up in their life, and we're able to help them to address those things, because as long as you're living, there's going to be something, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You talked about the thing that cropped up with on your credit report. That was unexpected. Those things happen, and so we're always here and available for that. And we just are very, very passionate about what we do here.
So I am going to now hit you with the hardest question of the day.
Okay.
How do we solve affordable housing?
Oh.
Do we just get everybody together and lock them in a room and no one can leave until we figure it out?
We've got to figure this thing out. And if we don't, we've been having, affordable housing has not just become an issue in the last year or two.
No one can define it.
It has been an issue that has been rising for years. And we have to find a way to address it. And we need to take a look at some of the best practices that are happening in other areas. We need to also make sure that individuals have all the resources that they need, not just about purchasing a home, but we're talking about affordable rental units. We're talking about the whole ball of wax, as they say. And John, I don't have the answer for that, but I do have the commitment to work on that. And there are a lot of individuals like myself who are committed as well. And so when we put all our great heads together, and because Winston-Salem has a lot of smart people around here, I know that we can help with this particular issue. We may not be able to totally solve it, but if we, one unit at a time, whatever it takes, we've got to get there.
Yeah, as I've done this and talked to people, I think what we just need to do is get some people at the table and start.
We got to start having the conversation. I know there are plenty of conversations that are happening, but I'm an action person. I like to talk, but then I like to also move into action. Mm-hmm. So let's move from the talk and let's get to the action.
Yeah, because what people don't realize is there are regulations that would have to be addressed on the city side of things that add cost to building homes. Of course, right now you have a 5-gallon tank of gas and a 5-gallon can of gas and a 2x4. I mean, that's almost $1 million right there now. With right. But so there's got to be a way that we can do that.
It's got to be a way.
We'll off the air. I've got a couple people that I wanted to talk to you about and see if you think that maybe we could get a group together. And I don't know if it's via Zoom or if we try and get everybody together for real. But it's just Craig Richardson, who was my professor at Winston-Salem State, said, John, if you're born in Forsyth County, you're going to die born in Forsyth County. There's not a lot of ways to get. We got to figure out how to do that.
We got to figure out how to do that. Yeah.
All right. So I'm a girl dad.
Okay.
So how do I? Because I know, you are someone that will reach and grab anybody you can up the ladder with you, and you work hard to take care of your lady friends. Mm-hmm. What do I do as a girl dad to let my daughter know that she can do anything?
Tell her that she can do anything. You
call my daughter up right now and ask her what can she do. If she doesn't answer anything, then we got words. Well, and that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
But
you're doing the right thing. I think that little girls need for their dads to be their superheroes and to support them in whatever those endeavors are. There is nothing that she can't do. And I'm sure you let her know all those things. And as a result, she will know that no one else can tell her that she can't, because my daddy said I can. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're doing everything right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that when I have, very, very wonderful ladies in our community, I'm blessed to get to interview you and call you a friend as well too. I always want to try and get some advice in case I'm doing something wrong.
You're doing everything right.
Well, will you call my wife and tell her that?
I will call her.
No, she won't take that phone call.
I will call her.
So, what else do people need to know about Financial Pathways?
Just know that if you need a financial coach, we're here for you.
How do I get in touch with you?
Oh, just give us a call. We're going to put the website up. You can
Put the
call
phone
the phone number up.
Okay.
They can call, schedule an appointment. All that can be done online. We're here for you. If you're in crisis, we're here for you. If you need financial education, we're here for you as well. If you just have the smallest issue around your finances that you need to address, we're also here. We're here to help take care of your senior, your mom, your dad. If that's something that you've been doing, that's something that we can also help with. If there's student loans that you need to address, then we can help that. If you don't understand your credit report, we're here to help you with that as well. If you want to set up a spending plan, if you're interested in saving, if you want to purchase a home, all those things we are here to provide, and our services are available for our community. If you just simply want to have the best financial health and improve your financial well-being, then we are here for you as an agency.
All right, so I got a couple personal questions I'll ask as we finish up, but I want to ask, how can I help out as an individual if I have the means?
Yeah.
To you all, how is that?
Well, thank you. Did you bring your wallet with you today, John?
Actually, I think it's in the car.
Okay, well, we won't let that be an excuse.
Yeah.
You'll go get that and make a donation to the agency. We are always in need of
She ain't
support.
afraid to ask,
Right,
so
I'm
don't
not afraid to ask. That's my job. That's my role in the community. Donations can easily be made on our website. There is a donate button always. Someone can come by the agency and make a donation as well. And your support, your generous support is always needed so that we can have the impact in the lives of the community that we serve.
And you mentioned the events you have. What are some of the events?
Oh yeah, so normally pre-COVID we had 2 signature events: the Taste of Home Ownership, which is where we have restaurants and all the delicious foods and restaurants are featured there. That's normally done in June during the National Home Ownership Month. We hope to be able to bring that event back in 2022.
Right.
We also have the Crafty Llama event where we have a number of vendors. We have that out at the Vineyard. It is an outdoor event. And we charge, $5, per car. We probably will have to increase that this particular year. And it is just a day to get together. We're out there with the llamas.
So this is up at
the
Divine
wine,
Llama?
yes, with the wine. And then you have we have food trucks, we have vendors. It's just a nice thing to come to. So we normally do that in the fall, in November. And
Might be able to do that this year.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to pull that off. And so we will look for that. And then we also have our annual meeting that's normally held in September. We may not be able to pull that off this year, but definitely we are looking to actually bring another signature event perhaps in May of next year. And that is going to be very exciting if everything goes as planned. I can't give all the details right now, but it's something that we are really working on. And your good friend Pam Anglin is our development director, is working on that as well. So, but yes, donations are appreciated and accepted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the website we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we talked about North Forsyth. You Viking. I would have been a Titan, but at West, but my mom it was right when it was 2 years here, 2 years here, 2 years here. So my mom was like, "You're going here." So I went to McGinnis. So I'm a villain.
Okay.
But you've been here all your life. What do you think about downtown Winston compared to when we were kids?
Oh, when we were kids, you didn't go downtown.
You didn't go downtown.
Well,
And
I
do you
take
like
that
where
back.
we're going?
I love where we're going. I see the development. I am so excited about our downtown redevelopment. But as a kid, my mom would always take me downtown, and we would go eat at the Dill Pickle.
Right.
We would shop at Mothers and Daughters, or we would shop at Davis. I'm really dating myself now. And then the mall came.
Was that there was it Tallheimers was downtown?
Tallheimers,
Yeah.
Anchors,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those good stores. Yes.
I mean, that was the day.
That was the day, and then
Was
also
Bocaut Stroud downtown too?
Bocaut Stroud was downtown,
Yeah.
and then that's where Trade Street was a mall, and you
Right.
could walk through there and sit, and then we would go in Woolworth.
If you
and
played a sport,
Yes.
we're going downtown.
We're going downtown, and Woolworth had, you could go in Woolworth on Trade Street, and you come out on Liberty Street. And then also McCormick and Baker Shoes used to be on the corner there. So, yes, I know downtown, and I'm really dating myself. But the mall came, and then we went to the mall in downtown, sort of got deserted.
And now we'll go downtown, but nobody will go to the mall.
Right. Right.
Friday night at the mall, you ain't gonna catch me anywhere near that place.
Yeah, I love the mall. I'm going to be getting back there since we are, doing a whole lot better, and I'm looking forward to shopping back at the mall again. But I'm also looking forward to going back downtown, and really excited about the streetery and the downtown gallery hop and doing all those great things.
Jason does a good job with that.
Yes, and so we're getting there. Our downtown is coming around, and so I told my husband that when we get ready to retire, that we're going to live downtown, so we won't have to worry about the
We got some
grass.
people in our church that live downtown above is it the Apple Pawn Shop or whatever? They
Yeah,
own that building. They rent out the two things, and they live upstairs.
I'm for the downtown living at some point in time in my
My
life.
wife doesn't want to do it. I'd do it.
Yes,
My wife doesn't want to do it.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
Cool. So you like where we're going?
I love where we're going.
Anything we need to work on?
We're working on all the great things. We're doing a great job. We have come a long, long way, and we need to have affordable housing downtown. And
We gotta get grocery store past 52.
we got to get grocery store past 52.
I mean, there's a food line there, but we've got to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something that we can do with zoning to say, hey, or I'd said something about, can we do a co-op?
Yeah.
And get a couple of grocery stores, but you can't have a food desert in East
You
Winston.
can't have a food desert in East Winston. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. And with all the resources that we have in this community, we can make things happen. And we got to start with affordable housing, right?
Well, I know you got a strong faith in the guy upstairs. So what do you want to be remembered for when you leave this place?
A number of things. I want my family to remember, all of the wonderful meals that they would have partaken around my table.
I would remember him if I got
Yes.
invited.
I also want them to, remember, how loving and giving I was, and how I honored them through food and through grace. I want my community to remember the impact that I would have had on the financial health, and just for, my spirit and my love of people at the end of the day.
And your servant heart.
And my servant heart. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
It should have been sooner. I really
Long time ago.
Yeah.
But listen, we were going to, I think you had a conversation last year sometime with Pam, but we are able to do this face to face and in person. We're both vaccinated and good to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I really appreciate you doing this. I really want everyone to check out Financial Pathways of the Piedmont. And Stabler will put the website up there and the phone numbers, and get involved. They do wonderful things. And I can't thank you enough for being here with me today.
Thank you for
And
having
having
me.
us here at your house.
Thank you for having me.
Certainly. So we will be back next week, but before we go, we got to thank our show sponsor. You've never heard of Smitty's Notes, have you?
I have.
I know you have.
I
Jeff
have.
Smith has been so gracious to, when he puts out his newsletter, he puts some of the episodes in there. And so I want to thank Jeff and
Very good.
everybody to check out Smitty's Notes and subscribe there. But we'll be back next week with more Camel City Chat. Thanks to Phyllis for being here with us. And remember, Financial Pathways of the Piedmont. We'll see you soon.